Hello, my dudes. Welcome to the Honest Wargamer. I'm your host, Rob, and today we're doing some hobby. We've got some clippers from Mobile Games Workshop. They don't work. The spring broke. That's fine. That's fine. It's not a problem. Wowza Monkey, thanks for stalking us. You could say, wowza. Nice. I don't know why it's duplicated. Howdy, Full Greamer. How you doing? Got my clippers. How is everyone? It's Hangout day. I'm just going to take some questions and chat with you for a minute before I get started with my with my hobby. I'm not very well, so I might be a bit not as energetic as some may normally find me. But hi, Longshot Loxley. Gotta say, you got a great on-screen name, Longshot Loxley. Dealing with that, a bit of Robin Hood. Wowza Monkey, thanks for subscribing. Wowza. Massive appreciate that. That's really nice, yeah. It's really cool. Streamlabs seems to have gone mental and is putting 2 Streamlabs over, so I'll try to fix that now. Only the one. So let's do that. Yeah, there you go. Should be only the one now. Hi, Eyeglasses 86. I'm just going to call you Eyeglasses. The 86 is unnecessary, I think. How are you? How is everyone? Wowza Monkey, more than welcome. I appreciate it. The only reason I'm able to do this is because people like you subscribe, so it means a lot. Evening. Question, how late do you think the 40k FAQ will be? John, big love to John, who does all the on-screen work for us. First question in the room. I think the key part about that is we did the 40k show at the beginning of the month, and I did say that I thought it would be out on the 42nd of September. So, Harrylicious, thanks for subscribing for 2 months. 2 months. 2 more. That's right. Apparently, every time you subscribe, I'm going to sing a song today. That's how I'm feeling. I wish. I think I might have. Can you have a studying hangover? I think reading the Beasts of Chaos Battle Tome in a day and then trying to talk about it for 4 hours last night, that was a bit much. And I felt groggy for the whole day. I think that the 40k FAQ will be at least another 10 days. That's my guess. Hi, Aceface. Hi, Archean. What do you guys think? How long do you think the 40k FAQ will be? And why doesn't it matter? Or why does it? Wowza Monkey, maybe they have to play test. Maybe they have to play test. Hi, Must Survive. Evening. Maybe they have to play test it before it's released. Who knows? Maybe. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, by the way, I'll be taking questions only on Twitch. But leave a comment or a like or something. That'd be cool. Share it. That'd be ace. Thanks. Did Zinch take it out of you? All the Zinch? Yeah, man. I don't know. It's got a bit of a studying hangover, I think. It was a lot to take in and read and then remember. I felt like I crammed for a test, and now this is the day after. So, and I don't know if I'm even getting an A. Let me know if you thought I got an A. Maybe I got a B. How are you all? You doing some hobby? While I do this show today and waffle on, I am going to be doing some Infernal Guard. There they are. There they are. So you can just see I haven't bought them from China. And then here are the other 50. So I'm going to assemble them all before I start painting because I'm having 70 Fireglaves in my Chaos Dwarf army. I think I've seen suggestions in recent printed material that hint at some drastic changes will appear in the FAQ. Yeah, I watched a channel the other day who are Games Workshop affiliated quite closely, and they were saying that there's some they said that Grey Knights are going to become good, so there might be some massive changes on the way for all of us for 40k. To be honest, I don't really mind, but it's a huge level of flux for the game to go through every 6 months. But you know, I don't know. I don't mind, if I'm honest. It's fine. We'll just deal with it when it gets here, which I'm excited about. Evening Carmack. DJ Batman. Ooh, fancy. Too bad Aussies can't afford Forge World anymore after the great lockout debacle. Well, this is the other reason I'm not buying the army, that I'm running the army, because obviously the main point is to just let everyone know just how expensive the army was every time I play. Every single time. Every time someone kills a model, I'm going to let them know how much that model cost in money. Just is my tactic. That's my plan. But I'll save that for Thursday show. Okay. the FAQ debate potentially could come up in Thursday's show. I mean, we've been making the gag for the whole month. So if they don't release it in September, that's a month's worth of content that's become gold, which I really enjoy. Have you watched them? Okay, no, actually, I learned. If you guys are interested in a Forge World trick, which I learned from James Karch, who is the manager in charge of the Warhammer World displays at Games Workshop. So he's the manager of the team who build the displays that put stuff into Forge World. And all he does is he builds the models, however much he's going to build them, and then he varnishes them, matte varnishes them, before he then base coats them. And he says that just locks in any of that material that will seep out in the matte varnish, and then he just base coats them. So these, as an example, I've had a varnish. Oh, it's such a tiny dwarf. They've had a varnish and then a base spray over the top. And ever since I've used this technique, I've never had an issue. So saves me having to do all that silly brushing with a thing. Right, deep strike. Make deep strike 8 again. All right. It's how MOBAs work. I'm used to the constant change. 6-month periods? Yeah, but this isn't a MOBA, right? You can't just change character. You have to go, think about production lead time of building an army. Let's say the production lead time of building an army is conservatively 2 months. For some people, when they make their army look like trash, it's less. But I would say for most people, it's maybe even longer, maybe 3 months. That only gives you 3 months to play in the new existing meta until it's changed by an FAQ 3 months later. Those are my thoughts. Ace, we need to talk about the LCO. That's exciting. The Honest War. Have we told people? Yeah, the Honest Wargamer are going to go live stream the LCO. Actually, me, John, and Adam, who was on the show yesterday, have been having some talks about it because we're super excited. We're going to do a good job at that, I hope. Hi, Symbol One. Great British Pound killed should be first tiebreaker, but not local conversion, so we don't have to separate the odds matter. That's a good, not first strike, money strike. That's I think that's the. Yes, Flukesy, you're back. All right, hey up. We're doing it sounding pretty good, but waiting for the speed. Oh, what to find out about the internet? We only need 8 megabytes upload speed in order to do the job. 8 megabytes. So if you find out about that, that'd be amazing. Because I'm very excited about coming and doing some live coverage. Hi, Serbator. Oh God, you're a good-looking man, aren't you? Yeah. I'm painting Serbator. I'm painting some people a bit like you, really tiny fellas. You see? There's another one. As I hear "bastard" uttered at the screen. Evening. Do you guys think the FAQ will be out before the end of September? I would like to know what you guys think. Hi, Zyka. Tuesday stream. All right. Roblin emotes. Is the emote improved, or does it just look loads better on the Mac? It looks really crystal clear on there. That's fucking cool. I'm doing some clipping out, Forge World stuff. Super annoying, but whatever. That wanker. Oh dear. Chris, I want to tell you, I'm thinking about running my new Harley list. I'm thinking about running 9 troop, just with stock, just with blades and shots, 9 of them, and then that's it. What do you think? Terrible idea? What are your thoughts? I also don't have a troop master. I also want you to know that their job is to just go and blend toughness 3 things, and that's all. Hopefully. Answer back, just to chat. Truly yours, your biggest fan. This is Rob. We think it's 20, but getting back to us. So we should be rocking. Yeah, man. Interesting little story, if anyone cares about this cool little story, is one time. Ace, next week, are you free next Tuesday? Come on the show and you can do some talking while I do some hobby, and we can talk all about the LCO, right? If you're up for that. One time I did live streaming on 2 megabytes upload speed in Derby, and I couldn't. Tanker, yeah, man. I missed you. And anyway, at one point the live stream went down because one of the Games Workshop employees was live streaming the F1, so it just didn't work. And then I found out, and I got upset. Hi, Grobber. I hope you're well. Wowza Monkey. The more important question is, when's the errata coming out for the FAQ? FAQ, followed a day later by the errata for the FAQ, followed by the errata's FAQ. Hi, Tanker. Was at the RCGT in Brisbane on the weekend. 50-player tournament AOS was a cracking time. Tanker, who won, man? Who won? Who won Best Sports also? Another great thing. Also, 50 players is absolutely baller as hell. You guys must be chuffed. Was there any coverage? I would like to know if there's any coverage. A Horde Harley Army lol. No. Coffee Bear. Be amazing. Did you say that then? Loved 40k D&D. Are you going to convert up some... Oh, okay. Are you going to convert up some character minis for Eyes and Coffee? 40k D&D. I don't know. We have talked about probably the next 40k D&D we're going to do offline. Just so we can maybe up the production value of the camera angles and stuff and just make it a little bit more fun. Plus we can edit it down so it's like a little bit more like punchy, which I think will be fun. Coffee better be amazing, please. So we need someone to come and play Coffee. That's the idea. Do not day. More chance of Stormy Dad to become President of USA than the FAQ in September. I tried Hobby, but I'm really just talking to a screen. I played Harley's the first time at the weekend. Fuck those guys, says Carmack. Did you not enjoy playing them? They're the best. Good chaff clearer. So you think maybe, yeah. Okay. Trapper only one time at Hangout. Yeah. I'm all up for that, dude. Takes on 7 Monday, so we'll be sold out by then. Boom. Boom. All right, yeah. Next Tuesday, it's on. Next Tuesday's date, me and Ace Face talking LCO. That is a date. That is something you won't want to miss. And then potentially, some talk about the FAQ. It's probably not need to deep strike or use Twilight Pathways catapult. Yes, I was thinking, advance them, Twilight Pathways, and use a strat for a 3-up in run, and then just dash them in. Just have them mess stuff up. Because I've got like 75 points, and I don't have anything to spend it on. So I'll show you. I'll send you my list. I'll WhatsApp you my list later. In fact, it'll be tomorrow because I've got a new phone today. So more WhatsApp. Stormcast came first and second. Both went 5-0. Tanky, you do know that's massive, right? Because no one has done that with Stormcast. Oh no, actually Jack did at Bobo. Okay, Chris Welfare won Best Sports. He's a great guy. He came third at Eggs last year. Legions was third. Yes. Hi JPick. Evening Vladium. Vladium, I haven't seen you in ages. Where you been? Stormcast coming first and second at the Australian event is a big deal. That's really cool. Is it loads of sequiturs or not? I'm quite excited about that. But then me and LLV were looking at the new stats, thanks to some of the information from the weekend, but not everywhere. I think we were still waiting on your event results or someone else's event results. The Stormcast are such a middling army based on general tournament stats, but you know that goes to prove that that's not true. So I go to the gym Monday night, so I always miss the show. Can you take me with you? Because I am getting fat and I need to do some weights or something. I need to do some exercise, I think is the plan. You guys are joining me at the start of my, well, not the start of my workday, because I actually started writing show notes at 12. Not for this show, for a different show. But I'm doing this show with you guys, and then I'm going to DJ, and then at 3 o'clock in the morning for my time, I'm doing an interview with the Can Hammer podcast guys. That's exciting. So I'm going to be here for 1 million hours. I'm building Space Walls at the minute. Yeah, I've seen the Space Walls look really cool, man. I really like those Space Walls. Like, yeah. I came second with Stormcast list. Oh, Tanker, you came second with Stormcast list with no chamber. First was a Hellhammer list. You came second. Good job, Tanker. That's exciting. 5-0 as well was massive. Did you were you guys using the realms or not using the realm rules? That's become like a hotbed issue, isn't it? Like all the different tournaments using different rules, or maybe now it's generally accepted that everyone's playing inside the rules, inside the realms. In which case, I need to do a show on it. Seems to be the age of evocators up here in Scotland. Is there loads of evocators up there, Flukesy? Do you think I was wondering about this today. Literally was walking down the street doing maths, which I'm sure we all do. I'm sure that's what we all do all the time. But I was walking up the street going, I wonder if my army can kill a unit of 20 evocators. No, secretors. Wow. Reroll save, guys, anyway. And the answer was no. I can't kill them. I don't do enough. So, ooh, awkward. Right. If you're just getting fat, then you've got time to go. I've already got fat, so I don't have a choice. Ace, I'm being told the FAQ's been finished 3 weeks, but also Saturday is the expected date, but I believe it when I see it. Ooh, Saturday. Thank you for the information. I'm very excited. Look like Rubber Johnny full of custard at the minute. I think the reputation of Stormcast is biased as they often end up being built to counter specific armies. I mean, that's the thing about Stormcast, right? They're so versatile and adaptable. I would say, though, that like they're one of the better shooting armies in the game. And everyone seems to vowed off shooting. But some of the ways to deal with some of the shooting just seems to have dropped off the board. It's become completely not a thing, as if everyone's forgot why it was so powerful and no one's trying to re-break shooting. So maybe we'll see shooting make a comeback in a couple of months. I definitely feel it will. But I don't really know. See you later, Wowzer Monkey. Thanks for the subscription. Just thanks for being here, though, also. I look like a Johnny honest-wargamer. Do you still think Seraphon are a 5-game army? What would the list look like? Interested in the future. Okay, so I do think that they are a 5-game army, but obviously that's just my opinion. And if we were to be building that army, it would probably be centered around Skinks, Razordons, Salamanders, a Slan, the Banner Bearer, the Astroloth Banner Bearer, and that would be my list, I think. The Skinks' jobs would be to screen out everything and keep the Razordons safe, which is quite cheap realistically. A ton of Razordons, I'm talking like 12 Razordons, 3 units of 4, and then a final unit of Salamanders with a unit of Skink Handlers. You would have the reroll shots coming from the Banner, would be my strategy. And then that's that. So far, that's the list I like. That's the one that I think is going to be really good, in my opinion. And that's why. I don't think everything they've got is available as a 5-game army, but they have movement on their side, which is so few armies have now. And there is something to be said for using the command abilities on the Carnosaurs, but I think the Carnosaurs die really quickly. So that's just my interpretation. I hope that helps. That's what I'd go for. Yeah, because the Razordons are crazy. Like it's just and all you're doing is just constantly shooting, and then you summon more things with the Slan. You'd have an engine in the list as well, so those two would be summoning more units, and it would just be trying to either nuke a unit with 12 Razordons, which would be 12 d6 shots, which is just crazy, and the Salamanders as well, who potentially can do 24 damage plus 43 mortal wounds. So they can burn through stuff. It's really short range. So you need the Skinks to build chaff lines and walls just to keep the rest of your army safe so someone can't go through it. Problem with that build is probably the Stormcast what's it called? Rocket? No. Everblaze Comet. Get the name right wrong. And I think that's the issue. Personally. Hope that's enough. High hook and pin. Right, Tanker took 2 times 10 Evocators, 2 times 10 Sequitors, 2 times 5 Sequitors, Cleansing Phalanx, the Admirals of Heldenhammer list, had 10 Evocators and 9 Long Strikes. Long Strikes are brilliant. Yeah, man, that's cool. Hook and pin, evening, you lovely bunch. Did you take the Comet, Tanker, and why not? Any realm rules were chosen in the realm you came from, Magic Item. Okay, so they didn't use it in the realms. That's really important. Evocative list building. John. In a 400-person tourney, there are 65 evocators. 40-person tourney, there are 65 evocators. That is. I mean, they've done the right job. They're named for the right reason, right? Evocators ridiculous. Separatism, that's yeah. Tim Kiss, hello guys. I'm painting Daughters of Cain for Armies on Parade. All right. I think I might try and get these guys done. Like my Chaos Dwarf army's painted to a pretty high standard for me. I might see if I can get something on the tabletop. Maybe get some. I don't know. I'm painting Stormcast for Night. Oh, what? Underworld Shadespire. After I see how my Kadai Corps get on next weekend. How many Kadai have you taken, Fluxy? And they're going to do really well. Thoughts on Darkling Covenants? I've got a few models. I'm not sure if to go with Dark Elves or keep working on Nighthaunt. I got to say that Nighthaunt are going to be loads better, must survive, in my opinion, because they ignore Rend, and that's just a massive deal. Darkling Covens are cool, and I have a Darkling Coven army. They just don't have the access to everything else that everyone else has, like artifacts and wizards, and but they're good at doing mortal wounds. There's a lot of minus to hit out there, which is cool. But the guard are really good. No, I mean it depends what you want to do. Like I think they're monopose as well, aren't they? The Executioners and the I can't remember the Blackguard are all monopose, which is a bit disappointing. But it would look cool on the tabletop. But I don't think you could probably win more than 2 to 3 games at a tournament with them, in my opinion. That's my thoughts. And the Bastillodon, always a Bastillodon. If you don't make that Bastillodon fly, are you even playing a Sumar? honest-wargamer, so I need to take out a loan, is what you're saying. Yes, long shot, Loxley. Although there might be some good alternatives for Razordons, if you can find an excuse. I don't know. If you can find some way to scam a pretend Razordon, like, I don't know. Yeah, there aren't. It's an expensive army. But that's what I think. Hi, Andy Dunn. Yeah, Lizards. Lizards. They can win 5 games. Hi, Adam Sinclair. Also hello. They can super win 5 games. I have no doubt of that. And there might be other builds as well. Something I haven't looked at recently is the Saurus, because with combat being such a big deal, Saurus can kick out a lot of damage for quite a small amount of wounds. I just haven't investigated rewriting a list with those guys yet. But for me, Salamanders and Razordons just stand out as just the winners of the Seraphon book, because they're so mighty cheap. And they should be able to burn through units, like, unbelievably. I mean, you could go even more risky. You just take 16 Salamanders. And then I'd probably take a couple of Bastillodons as well on top. And my reason for the Bastillodons would be to encourage my opponent to get towards me. And then either have Skink or Saurus screens. And then when they got nearby, just have the the Salamanders, burn them to death. Because you're talking 12 shots, that hit on 3s. You could get that re-rolling. Hit on 4s, re-rolling. Wound on 3s, -2, d6 damage. They should kill some things. I mean, they're not a Chaos Gargant, right? They're pretty good. Hi, Adam Sinclair. How you doing? You doing some painting? Yeah. Hi, Andy Dunn. What you doing? Just being cool? How was your 40k game the other day? Answer. I went to FaceTime this weekend. Says Tugboat K81. I went to FaceTime this weekend. Gone. Took Nurgle with Plague Monks. Smashed stuff up with double wounds. And blades on unit of 40. Massive was magic I found at the event. Yeah, that's what I'm saying about the Australian event. They weren't playing in the realm, so I can't imagine. Was that the fire spell? Sticking that on top of Plague Monks? That's not okay. It's not okay. They're already going to smash stuff up, right? Did you have a good time? Oh, wow. Someone told me my Thousand Sons AOS army has been nerfed in the new Beast of Chaos book. Are my goats still going to be solid? I have both goats and discs and 50 on foot. Ace Face, the Beast of Chaos is basically the Beast of Zangor book. So if you've got loads of Zangor, they're better because of the Beast of Chaos book. All you need to do is go buy the Flaming Bull, and you've got one of the best armies, in my opinion. No Comet. Tanker. Why didn't you take the Comet? Please tell me. Adam Sinclair. Adam, what did you win at the weekend? Painting 15 Dark Reapers. Late to the party. Oh, Andy, I'm so sorry. Have you heard about this FAQ that's coming out? To be fair, though, you're not that late to the party, because when I was in the heat last weekend, I saw a fella, and he was like, he had the beautiful Custodes army, like, that was on a tiered cake thing. And then the guy who was playing just fired a bunch of Dark Reapers at him. Then he turned around to his friend, he's like, have you seen what Dark Reapers do? And everyone around him was like, yeah, we know what they do. We're cool with it. Sorry, I'm not very well. And I definitely can hear it. So if I get croaky, it's happening. You're taking 24 Kadai, Fluxy, you mental fuck. That's crazy. 24! Oh my god. That is going to be awful to play. My Kadai units never die, by the way, Fluxy, so I don't know what 2 of yours are going to do. That's badass. Mr. Hector, I was thinking about getting some Beast Shamans for my Drasgor army to force enemies to move into magma range. Yeah. I was thinking about taking some Beast Shamans as well and taking the bull, because it's so good. But at the minute, I can't fit in the army that I want to take. But probably in the future, it will go in. I want 40 Saurus Warriors and 2 Bastillodons. Are you going to get combat Bastillodons? Because that's the right decision. Instructor, I've tried a list with 2 engines of the gods, 1 Carno and Knights, and was working well. All right, okay, there you go. I think the people think that they're not busted, but I think they're good. I think AOS is a really good place where you can play a bunch of armies fairly well. You just have to know what the threats are. Loads and loads of wounds on witch elves. Can you deal with that? Incredibly good deep strike in combat from eels. Can you deal with them? Units that ignore rend and have 30 wounds that heal. Can you deal with them? Vampire Lords and Zombie Dragons, can you deal with them? And Nagash. Datcom, thanks for joining the knee stabbing gang. Feel better, you nerd. Screw you, Datcom. Saurus are horrible to build. You are right. And there are some alternative lizard men from a Kickstarter project by Kingdom Miniatures. And is there any pictures of the models? Oh man, they look great. Wow. Wow, that guy with the bow. Holy shit. That's cool. Obviously, like, the issue with this, though, I feel really bad about this, because obviously the issue now is there was an overzealous employee for Games Workshop over in Texas who was like, you can't use resin bases at Warhammer Citadel in America, and then now people are worried that you can't use resin bases at Warhammer World in Nottingham. And then obviously then even things like these incredible models that you could maybe purchase as alternative models to Games Workshop ones. Not because you, maybe as an example, because the salamanders are ugly. And they've got, oh my god, they look great. But then, unfortunately, you won't be able to use them at Warhammer World, which is fair. Like, I absolutely agree that should be Warhammer World's policy, because it's their event, it's their models, it's their game, you know. And more power to them for that particular decision. But don't forget that Warhammer World events are the smallest fraction of events that are available in the world. So there are events everywhere. So if you want to go get alternative models, then go do them. Miss Miniatures do really nice ones if you're interested. In my opinion, that looked great though. But I don't know, has anyone ever ordered a Kickstarter? And how long does it take to come once a Kickstarter has been successful? Or are they all different? Mill Skinks, they're pretty tedious to build as well. They are tedious. Dryads are one of the most tedious infantry units to build, in my opinion. Has anyone built a load of Dryads? Not cool. What do you think is the best chapter tactic for a Minotaur army? Using salamanders and find it very satisfying. Are you using MSU? Because I like the salamanders chapter tactic. I'm picking that also. Just take loads of them. Datcom, thanks for subscribing 9 months in a row. Woo! Fluxy, drop a magma cannon. Yeah. Take a wizard, and then take Geminids. Because you've got -1 to hit, and if you do Geminids, you can give them -2 to hit. That's my tip. That's my hot tip, Lucy. And in fact, I'll send you a guide later. I like the idea of 2 shooty Bastillodons rerolling hits and wounds, but can't say no to the snakes. That's right, because the snakes are sexy. Hi, Speckles. Hope you're doing well. I'm just building 75 glaive Speckles, which I know you hate, so that's literally my motivation right now. Tugboat, yeah man, was awesome. Came 92nd last year, 20th this year. Best result ever from me, says Tugboat K. You should remember me robbing the guy at Bobo who passed out naked and Sean put it on big screen and pestering you to join. I did about my one day event, lol. Yeah, you're hard to forget. Yeah, I remember you. Yes. Yeah, no resin bases. What's up, home slices? Hi, Zen Minis. It will be the FAQ for the resin bases. Kickstarters vary wildly. Yes, people agree with my own fuck off. No resin bases. But yeah, I think that's a fair point. Symbol Dryads. I've read some come like 4 months later. One had to take over 2 years. Ugh. I want to kickstart some third-party orcs. Took 2 years to arrive. That's just frustrating. Still waiting for some 3-year-old Kickstarters, some shit a month early though, so all over the place seems like a good answer. I suppose really just follow along. I imagine if they've done a Kickstarter before, then you can trust them to operate around that same sort of category, right? With a few benefits of Australia not having official Games Workshop events, we can't be bound by Games Workshop rules on conversions and resin basins, etc. Yes, I think that it's a fine line to walk because they don't want to ostracize the rest of the modelling community. just yet, but I'm sure that will be something that's in the works. Roughly a year from finish of Kickstarter, or if it's a bad Squiddo game, Oathsworn Minis is a matter of a couple of months. All right, cool. That's good. Pete Pratt, I just built 70 Dryads and I need more. Yeah, man. Are you taking a winter leave? That's my question. Are you taking a winter leave? Mr. Rector, the bases I want to try are transparent acrylic bases. Yeah, I saw that. The first time I came across that was a couple of years ago, watching a Heresy show. And the guys were using see-through bases so that, like this mat that I'm using here, yeah, here, obviously it would just, you could see through and it would look really cool. I kind of definitely can see that as an option. Whether or not people want to do it, I don't know. I kind of liked it personally, and then they're fitting around. But then really cool bases or really like textured base, but then they look odd, don't they? I don't know. That's a toughie for me. Personally, I haven't done it, but I can see the appeal in a big way. I backed something on Kickstarter last November. Alternate Imperial Guard Army, got it earlier this month. All right, that's not too bad. That's a year though, right? What was my verdict on my question earlier? I'll answer that in a minute. Hello, what time did you end up finishing last night? I went to bed at 11. Not long after 11. I think it was about 11:30. It was a 4-hour show yesterday. And we talked about it. Maybe we should approach it in a different way next time. But getting all the guys around the table is just really exciting. So I like that. And then another 30 Reapers for you to shoot the shit out of. Yeah, man. This Miniatures Kickstarter took a couple of months. Raging Heroes 1 took over a year. Thanks very much, Yoda. Good sell. Nearly forgot that incident. Evening on a first, Eyeglass 86. Question. What's a good low model count army for AOS? I'm mostly a painter and paint models individually, so I don't have time for hordes. Perfect answer would be, in my opinion, Vampire Lord on Zombie Dragon. Well, there's a couple of answers, really. You could do something like Fluxy did, where you can take the Execution Herd for Chaos Dwarves. Just get another Chaos Dwarf player in the world. That's really low model count. It's not the best army in the world, but it's fun. Vampire Lords on Zombie Dragons, you can take like 3 of them, and then a few minimum troops, and that's pretty cool. I mean, Stormcast you can build, obviously, like quite expensive. You can go for some pretty minimal troops and have like some very expensive units like Evocators on Dracolines and Star Drakes. The more elite armies tend to suffer a lot, but doesn't mean you can't have them. Beastclaw Raiders. There's also always Beastclaw Raiders. They're quite fun too. Again, massive low model count as well. So that's a variety of options. Yeah. Or if you can somehow find 3 Chaos War Mammoths. Then you could probably have the most fun army in the game. In my opinion. 30 Thunderscorn models take a 2,000 point army. Old boy Phil. They do. And an empty wallet, yeah. It's the Empire of Men. The models I got are great. It just took so long to arrive. You know, once they've kickstarted, I know it's going to sound really silly. Once they've made a Kickstarter and they've made all the models, do they then put all the models available in the shop and have more? Or do they literally only make as many as have been Kickstarted for? If that makes sense. Winter Leap of the Eels, good chat. Very cool. Was Iron Edge while ended up with Victoria and said, what are you building this for? I'm building some Fireglaves. So these are the weapons. You guys can see. Little shooters. Little shoot patooers. So I'm building 20 Fireglaves to go with the 50 I've already got. So I'm going to have 70 Fireglaves. So they should do about 11 mortal wounds on average in the shooting phase, which is quite high. Yeah, very high. Wait, are you guys getting a choppy stream? Hopefully not. Anyone have alternate attack bites? I'd like to run some, but I don't like the Games Workshop ones. Have you looked at Forge of ones before you go outside the Games Workshop? They have different bikers, I think. They do. Beastclaw Raiders are solid, super low model count, nice models. Yeah, man. They won't win loads of tournaments, but they're really fun to play with. The resin-based thing scares me a bit. I plan on bringing my sons to Heat 3, so that's made me panic a bit. This is the first I've heard of it. Ace, I'm almost certain it was an overzealous Games Workshop like media employee in Texas, and not like their company-wide policy. The best thing, obviously, you just email the TOs, and the TOs are super cool. The Warhammer World event, in my opinion. Although recently, to be fair, and to play Devil's Avocado on the other side, if you haven't had exactly the right, if you've not been full WYSIWYG, to maybe what could be argued a silly degree, then you have been asked to take those models off the board. So just have a conversation with an email. I think probably the best one. So hyped for these. Can't wait to add them to the beasts. What have you got a picture of? An Instagram link. What is the Instagram? You didn't leave a gap there, the 101st, so then that's made it so that it's much harder to find whatever it is you're trying to link or sell. You're trying to sell something? Promigenitor. What the hell is this? Whoa! What's this from? Twisting Catacombs. That is a badass beast, man. That looks amazing. Yes. I really like the Beast Lord model. Some people don't like the Beast Lord model, but I think he's great. Kind of mod fix my link, please. You leave a space. Look, I'll do it. There you go. That's the link. So you guys can get it. Can we have a War Mammoth name dropping counter? Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, we should get it. We should do a show and you get to name the War Mammoth. Okay, Zen Minis, congratulations, great job. We're going to do a thing where you can name my War Moo, and it should be named that forevermore at every tournament I play him at. That's just a great decision on your part. You've just been really smart there. Oh, you mean every time he mentions it? Every time I talk about the war? It's just because I've left it on the side and I've just mentioned it every show. So, by the way, have I told you about the War Mammoth I have? It's kind of like, yeah, I have a Ferrari. I don't have a Ferrari, but you know what I mean. Yeah, went with the Randhaus, aka Chem Dogs. Really happy with the models, but Wallet hates it and options end up being very expensive. Some use it to springboard shop, others do limit runs. 75 days. Jeebus. Yeah, man. So Games Workshop finds you the last book of Horus Heresy. Any predictions on things you'd like to see happen? Ooh, great question, Flablooker. Don't know. If I'm honest, we know what happens, don't we? To be honest, the Heresy is really interesting, but I think I'm very excited about the story after the Heresy, the Scouring, which we don't know loads about, and Games Workshop can really expand the narrative in the Scouring, which I think would be really exciting, especially for the Horus Heresy game. I know obviously it's 7th edition, there's loads of issues, but more what I mean is, you could play the Horus Heresy, you could play the Siege of Terror, you can play the Scouring, and then whatever stories afterwards you could potentially play as well, with those characters lasting way into later on into the story before you ever get to Warhammer 40,000. They've got a range of models and a setting of 10,000 years to explore those models in, and if they don't utilize that, then they're just idiots, in my opinion. So yeah, that's what I'm. Is anyone else excited about anything else? I vomit a little when you say 70 of the little shits. What's wrong with them? Just little dwarfs with guns. Pew pew, pew pew. I wrote a list with 120 in the other day, Speckles. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Nothing. That model is awesome. Jeebus, that Minotaur is amazing. We all agree. That is a big lad. He's a big lad. He's been working out. That's my Space Wolves. Fuck, no tournaments for them then. No, I think they'll be fine. Honestly, I think you'll be able to use them at Warhammer World. I promise. I think. The promise is I think. Mr. Snuffleupagus. I put the link through my phone so double tap. Auto punctuates it. All right. Greetings to Templar, best Shadespire player in the world. Seminis, the naming competition for the mammoth sounds better than my idea. I thought that was your idea, and then I realised you were taking the piss out of me. So I turned your evil into good. That's what you get. We should show about Secret Project. Demon Rider, Speckles. We should. Should we tell them now, Speckles? Speckles, should we tell them now? That's the question. And see what everyone thinks and see if they're up for it, if they think that's exciting. I'd like to see Erebus get his dick kicked in. I would also like to see Erebus. I vote that we call them a donga. Have you seen my massive donga? Well, if all of you are allowed to vote on it, I imagine it's going to get voted like Mammoth von Mammoth Dick or something. You slew my donga. Legion Wars, if that's what you'd like to see, afterwards, that'd be fun. Yeah. I converted some new Chaos Dwarves into Wrathmongers, by the way. I converted some new Chaos Dwarves into Wrathmongers. Please send me a link, Flukesy. Speckles, 120 Reapers, no one cares. Speckles, just ghosts. Anyone converted Dark Oath Chief to look more like Rob? The one in Texas is nothing like Warhammer World, I don't think. I drove by it once and just looked like a normal shop. Yeah, I don't think it is anything like Warhammer World. I think it's very different. If you win big with Chaos Dwarves, what will Ben Johnson do? Just nerf them? But by that point, I'll have already won. So what's he going to do then? It's going to be fine. I think this army can only win 3 games at a good tournament, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. See if I can push it above 3. 3 is my average, so the better, more I can do than 3, the better. That'd be you. Right. Okay. So, there's a secret project that Mr. Simon Speckles is in the chat right now. The Mammoth. There's a secret project involving another mammoth that Mr. Simon Speckles is going to convert for me. And I would wonder if everyone out there can guess what the project is going to be. It involves a war mammoth. That's 1 clue. I can give you 2 more clues. It's going to be fun then. I think you should name the mammoth Bacon Donga. I also like the use of the word donga. Like, when has that been used in a long time? Such an oldie world for Dick. I am taking them to the GT final, Ortboy. I think this is the list I'm going for so far. But with the new Beast of Chaos book, I'm thinking of adding a Zangor Shaman, which is 180 points, and adding in the Bull spell, the Taurus spell, for another 100 points. But we'll see. I don't know yet. They already said you can't use third-party heads anymore at Warhammer World. So a lot of angry Lady Marines playing. Bracing for demand exceptions and probably being ignored. Oh, so wait, you can't use third-party heads at Warhammer World? Wow. Wow. That's awkward. I don't have any, I'm just like, that's awkward. That's not fair, is it? Is it? I suppose it's fair. 100% our models are 100% our event. They can do what they want. What do you reckon to the giant Necron construct? That's a great question. I read its rules today. Pretty cool. 3d3 strength 8 -3, d6 damage shots. It's got 2 of them. It's going to be expensive though, right? Looks big. It's probably toughness 8. So that'd be cool for Necrons. And it's long range. It's 36 inches. So that's pretty good. Necrons need some pretty decent long range anti-vehicle. So just have that sitting in the back of your army, just trading off with that knight while slam captains run towards you. It might drastically change the Necron book, just having that utility, because they don't really have it in any other place. Do they? So, what's it? Splint MD, hipster Gargantua and Squigger. The respect for me is awesome. What do you reckon the giant Necron construct? Oh, is that good? War Mammoth Street Hammer. That's right. When and where can I see the rules for this and isn't permitted in Warhammer events, or do those rules apply to play in their outside events? The guys will be able to link it to you. I will do. I will check the live chat in a minute. Can anyone use the Bull and the spell, Brothers Sync? No, so not anyone can use the spell, but anyone that can ally with either Tzeentch or Beasts of Chaos would be able to use the spell. So you ally in one of their wizards, and their wizard can use the Endless Spell. Their wizard can't use their spell lore, but it can use the Endless Spell. And the Bull spell is amazing, especially for combat armies. And I think Khorne can ally with Tzeentch. I'd be very tempted if I was a Khorne player to ally in a... this competitively. I mean, narratively, obviously, it made me sick in the mouth. But I ally in the Zangor Shaman, because he's a Brayherd keyword. And then I would just be throwing the big flamed bull at everyone, if I'm honest. I really like the bull. I think the bull's super strong, especially for combat armies. That's why I say Khorne. But if Nurgle can ally with Tzeentch as well, I'd also do it with that. I'm going to start selling mini paper bags for third-party heads. You get a little bag? You get a little bag? I would like to see that a lot. That would be really great. One for you and one for you. That's good, Carmack. Thank you. Appreciate that. Hi, Bolt. Evening. How the hell can I not do no duplicate heads for my army? That is a good point, I think. Do you think they'll know? They would have to know about every third-party head in the existence of Warhammer to be able to stop, right? That seems OTT. It all seems a bit OTT, personally, but then it's not our business, right? It's our hobby. I don't want to be mean about him, because I do that enough, I guess. I think it's silly. But we know, like, you're buying a ticket based on that, right? So if you go to someone like Ace's event, that won't be in effect. If you go to any of the independent events, it won't be in effect. So you just use your purchasing power to make those decisions. I think it's the right call. That's my feelings anyway. But I live local, so I'm kind of like, they are my local gaming store. So I'm a little bit hamstrung. That's not the words. Might have to take that from my Skaven army then. Brother Singh, definitely do it, man. Also, specifically, the reason you're able to do it is if you can take Beast of Chaos as an ally, you can use the Great Bray Shaman. But if you can only take Tzeentch, you can still take the Zangor Shaman on disc, or not disc, but always do it on disc. And then because he's got Beast of Chaos keyword, he can take the Flaming Bull as an ally. It's probably one of the best allies things you can put in. The bird flocks will make ideal razorwing flocks for Eldar. Are they cheap enough? The 101st? Could you sell a bunch? Be nice to field something other than a monolith. Do you like it? Do you like the Necron thing? What do we all think about the Necron thing? What does the bull do? So the bull, you summon it within 12 inches, and then it travels 12 inches as soon as you've summoned it. Any units it passes over, or ends up with an inch of, takes D3 mortal wounds, unless it's unit 10, in which case it takes D6 mortal wounds. But the most important part is it gives you always strikes last, if you remember from old Warhammer Fantasy Battle days. Or it means if you come into activating combats, they strike last. So it means if you've got an all combat army, you try and hit their army with as much of the bull as you can, and then they now strike in last, basically. So you get to do all your fighting. So instead of activating and I activate and you activate, just cheese it. Is that the same shirt you wore yesterday, XT984? No, it is not the same shirt I wore yesterday. I have multiple shirts that are identical. Thank you, actually. I don't know if you know that. Plus, I always wear a t-shirt under my shirts. There's loads of reasons. You leave me alone. I'm living a nomadic lifestyle. Which is code for I haven't been home and I've been staying at girl's house. How long do we see paint sniffers at Warhammer World? A whiff of Vallejo and you're out the door. Yeah, no. It's no Games Workshop. Paint schemes. The Necron thing reminds me of the Mechanical Spider from Wild Wild West. That's a great film, to Templar. That's a great film. And a great soundtrack. Wild Wild West, Jim West, Desperado, Rough Rider. Also, if you paint a couple of Necrons like Will Smith, no bonus points, but you have fun. Have you ever seen the new Wake the Dead box at 40k? I've never seen a more imbalanced starter box. Yes, I have seen it. Yes, it's definitely imbalanced. That's true. I don't really buy that it's a starter box personally. I don't really know what its purpose is, if I'm honest. Does anyone else? Can anyone else work it out? I don't really get why that box exists, but a bit left field. Seems a bit weird. Feels like that is this the time they would have released the Horus Heresy box last year? Maybe they're trying to put a product in there instead. Maybe they're experimenting. If we just release random Primaris Marines with another faction, maybe that's their new thing. They just do boxes versus Eldar versus Space Marines, something else versus Space Marines, something else versus something. Well, Jesus of course versus thingy. Maybe that's their new system. They're only going to release versus boxes. And if that's true, what do you guys think of that? That's my question. Stinking Rob Murder, get out. Farewell, mate. Could go play at Mantic. All right. I've been over there. By the way, the shop boy in Mantic, that's disrespectful. I don't mean he's only a shop boy, but I don't know his name. But he's real nice. He's a rather jolly fellow. Reminds me of a young Friar Tuck. He's awesome. He's real friendly if you ever want to go in and talk to someone. because there's a Mantic store in Nottingham, just not far from here. They're really nice. They're nice people when I went. I like them. A fair one made me do. I think the shirt can be worn 2 days in a row. Oh, thank God. Thank God. What about 3? I think the new Necron dude is pretty cool. I think the new Necron dude is pretty cool. It's massive. It's real good. I think Necron players deserve like a big new thing though, right? I think that looks cool. I think they deserve like a night level like monstrosity that can stomp around. I really hope, fingers crossed, during the October that either of the 3 Orc big models actually become viable, because it's just upsetting not being able to take like a kind of thing about playing Space Marines, right? You can take Gulliman or that's it. Whereas if you take Death Guard, you're like, yes, Morty, and he just goes out and just bees a beast, which is awesome. It's nice having like a big bully unit in an army, and a lot of the 40k armies don't have access to big bully units. Well, I suppose everything can have an Imperial Knight pretty much. Chaos can have Imperial Knights. It's just the Xenos, so Necron's having that big monstrosity. That's cool. Merchant Prince. Question: do you think it's bad to take an approach of only ever changing points cost but not war scrolls, or do some units need war scroll changes? I.e. to play like F4. The FAQ system isn't really an FAQ system, right? FAQ system would be, in my opinion, where you would take some questions that have been rightly asked, and then you would clarify. There would be rules clarifications and things. Really, what we're getting with the big FAQ for 40k, or the one we're going to get for Age of Sigmar, is actually a patch. If you take computer game terminology into account, we're getting patches, right? That's what's happening. The game's being patched, so it's super different to what an FAQ should or shouldn't be. That said, I like only changing points personally. I think that's one of my favourite things. But some war scrolls do need looking at, because if they want to sell the models, then their points are so prohibitive because of what they're able to do. So if you take Age of Sigmar as an example, Skyfires, their ability to reroll to wound and reroll to hit is crazy good if they go first, which is even stronger, and their movement 16, and then they can auto charge 12. So that's why they're so strong, and that's why their points just have to keep going up and up and up, because they don't have a weakness. They can move faster than everything. They can go first and re-roll everything. So yeah, they're just devastating. So I'd probably look at their war scroll as an example, but most other things I'd fix with points. I'd fix 98% of the things with points, and then some war scroll changes. But that's me. It's only my opinion. If you don't agree, it's cool. That's right. The Necron kill team based on all his characters. His purpose is to sell 2 new models and clear out all the spare promo stuff. Can't imagine 2 people new to the hobby picking Wake the Dead Up. Yeah, that'd be pretty imbalanced, realistically. Yes. I don't know why but then they don't really. We don't know. Maybe post FAQ, that'll be a really balanced box set. Personally, I'm not really sure that's true, but hi Sunise, hope you're doing well. Decent Marines shit. Too soon after Tooth and Claw. There are a fun couple of starter boxes. Only versus would be shit. I already have enough bits of random armies. Yeah, but I mean, it's a lieutenant, right? It's a single model lieutenant. Like, don't get too hype about it. It's a single model. Like, that's different. A single model Spirit Seer. Like, if you don't want it, just don't get it. Well, if you do want it, I wouldn't get everything else extra just cause, in my opinion. Oh wait, you came out a few. Oh. Wait the Dead seems random as Forgebane. I get new models, new codex, 2 new codex. Working the Dead is baffling though. It is a bit baffling. But we've talked about this before on the show though, haven't we? Let's not attribute to malice what we can put down to stupidity. Maybe they're just like, we'll just give them toys, I like it. But then that said, there's a fella called Dom, and he's there like, no, he doesn't get to make decisions about that. Actually, that's not true. I was about to fib. But he's really cool. He's really cool. That guy's got smarts coming out of all the right orifices, in my opinion. I really like that fella. he does like the product briefings. One of the nicest guys I met, I think, actually. I really like him. That's a shame. No, I don't know where it came from. Do I mind? No, it's quite a cool box set. The Horus Heresy box sets are brilliant though, right? That's where Games Workshop, that was my jam. I was like, yeah, get me these. Yeah. Kind of a retro pose, pretty sword. It's nice. They're equivalent of day one patches. Hi, Mate Mouse. Hope you're well. Yeah, they are equivalent of day one patches. They do take too long. This is a conversation, I guess, that's going to constantly come up, really. So I suppose I should probably formulate like a position. I think that they move the goalposts of the game, so the game is continually in flux and out of whack. Not imbalanced necessarily, just all over the shop, so that they don't have to do proper rules right in an attempt to develop a balanced game. Because really all they want to do is sell models. And they don't really care about your user experience, in my opinion. That's probably my position, which is a little bit dark, so I don't really want to cover it. So, I don't think they're going to get any better, personally. And if you think you do, I think they are, and you're excited about it, that's good. And I really hope I'm wrong. I personally don't think it's ever going to get any better than we got it now. And I'm alright with that, because I really like Warhammer. So, I'll just roll with the punches. And when I'm frustrated, I'll get around with all the other Warhammer people that laugh at the frustration with me, and we'll all have a good laugh. It's kind of funny, I think. Are you eagerly waiting the September FAQ in December? A Christmas miracle? Wish you had to fix the thunderous points rather than wreck them. That's true. They do knee-jerk react, right? They don't just do a points reduction. They also change the war scroll and do a points reduction, which is a double dip. I saw that in a video the other day. Can't show that on the telly. You're talking about FAQ. Whichever one decide how wave surface shields work. I wonder if the explosion rule can be clarified. Do you roll 1d3 or d6 and everything takes the same damage as individual, the way most people play it? I think it's individual, right? Spam releases spells of desperation. That's it. I think they're doing quite well. Any wishing for the Christmas battle forces? Ooh, great question. No. What do I want to say? For Crimbobo. Well, I'm only playing the 2 armies. So, model-wise, I'm in... I tell you what, I don't know about everyone else, but I am digging the Endless Spells from Age of Sigmar. Just like random big models. Really digging Necromunda models. I think like the gangs and stuff, I could be super into that. I love the Rogue Trader box set. I haven't picked it up yet. I really want it. Just for a load of different models and sculpts that are just ace. So more like that, please. That's what I want. More battle forces of just like random factions with random models here and there. And just like a more diverse product line. I know it's super diverse. Don't get me wrong. I know there's loads of stuff. Absolutely. But I'm just being greedy because that's what I want for Christmas. What does everyone else want for Christmas? Questions and answers on the postcards. I went in pretty hard with the Trailer Cal, says the other first. Yeah, man, it was pretty good. Last Xmas Battle Force didn't sell out as of last week. Oh, Soul Wars box set for those who love incomplete units, says Harrylicious. Wow. Yeah, they fucked up that as well, didn't they? That's also like, yeah. I get it. Like, I understand the frustration you guys have because it's the same frustration I have, right? The company that we love quite often just fuck us over often. But I like the game loads. I like you guys. I like almost everyone who I get to play Warhammer with. I love the game. The models are ace, like almost all the time. So yeah, like sometimes you have to deal with the company because you want to play the game as well. And sometimes they're just crappy at that bit. But that's okay. There's loads of guys there who are really great. It's just a shame that quality control isn't something they're big, mad keen on. But I don't mind. I mean, I do mind. Oh, it fucking boils my blood some days. But I like it. I don't know. Maybe we're all in love with the idea of what it could be. But I think it's awesome. Like, I like you guys. I've met so many amazing people because of it. Like, the community of people I've met because of it is the reason that I'm still into it. Like, I've got lifelong friends because of it. I meet more and more people every day because of it. Like, it's just the best hobby. Like, regardless whether or not Games Workshop get the bloody rules right or release the FAQ or just, they'll probably release the FAQ 8 days after October, call us all a bunch of dicks, and then go, just deal with it. And do you know what? Fine. Because the group of dicks is just a cool group of people I get to hang out with. So I don't really give a shit, if I'm honest. I'm just going to carry on. There's my opinion. I'm taking it. And we're moving on. Flub look at. I wish Games Workshop, instead of releasing two-player box, just gave you a deal on 2 different start collecting boxes. Or you're choosing as a gimmick. That would be cool. Give me a good Admech Battle Force and maybe Thousand Suns. No, give me more Plague Marines. That's what I want. Hi, Lee Bromley. What's going on? I'm kind of hobbying and just talking. So questions, answers. Anyone's joining us, watching us on YouTube or Facebook, you can just jump on Twitch, The Honest Wargamer on Twitch, and then we're just chatting. So anything you want to get off your chest, any questions you want to ask, just feelings. Hi, Moon Tyrannid. If you just want to be a tall fella like Moon Tyrannid, you can do what you want. Mr. Rector, on the official stream, Beast of Chaos Designs told us that a Day Zero FAQ was coming to explain how we can play Chaos Battalions without using island points. We're still waiting. Oh, see previous comment. I love to have a Styrofoam Christmas box that doesn't have Saurus Cav in it. They are trying so hard to get rid of Saurus Cav. I've never seen a company be like... They're just in the stock room, just falling over Saurus covering box sets. Jerry, you said these were going to sell. A Gene Cult Codex. That's coming though, isn't it? Skaven Battletome. Alright. Yeah. When Skaven happen, surely they're going to be incredible, right? I second the Skaven Battletome. Yeah. I third the Skaven Battletome. I might get truly role player when the Skaven Battletome comes out and be like, I'm a chittering horde! In fact, under predictions of the Skaven Battletome being within the next 2 years, I think after my Chaos Dwarf army, it might become a Skaven army next. That might be my plan. If I'm honest. Grots for Xmas, make it happen. Oh, they're gonna if they release Grots for Christmas, they're gonna be like, oh, we thought we were gonna make a lot of money, and then Christmas comes around and they're like, oh fuck. Games Workshop is like an ex who's great in bed but not a bitch. Sometimes you have to put up with some shit to get paid. Seconded. Agreed. Yes. There's a good Macklemore song about that, actually. It's like the bad love. That's what he calls it. Can't be asked with whinging about things you can't change. That's fair. That's fair. But they're valid concerns and valid frustrations. Anyone who's just like, I wish they would release something when they say they were going to release it. Or, as an example with FAQ, I wish they'd just say, it's coming out on the last day of September. Or, hey guys, we're not going to make the release by the end of September. So it's probably going to be more like mid-October. Here are the reasons. You'd be like, cool, thanks, man. I appreciate that. But not knowing, we talked about this, it's a valid frustration. You just want to know how to play your game. You want to know which unit you're going to build next, or which army you're going to build next. And you don't know until the FAQ comes out, right? Moaning, the best part of the hobby. Getting drunk and watching Sean dance is the best part of the hobby, Ace. And you know it. DeBolt, I have a Dreadnought problem. I think we should all confess a secret. That's the plan. Everyone must confess a secret on the stream. DeBolt's is, I have a Dreadnought problem. Can you clarify your problem, please? And we might be able to find a solution. You know, I said there were 65 officers at the tourney I'm going to. 30 are in one list. Oh, that's crazy. Shouldn't they just at least let the game be... Shouldn't they just let the game be unbalanced, even if change some things, the new tournament meta will wrap around something new anyhow? Rograx, thanks for joining the knee-stabbing gang. Hi, Tom. Perfect balance is impossible, so why try? I agree. I think they should just more focus on trying to make games more engaging. So, like, rolling to go first is more engaging, right? Oh, you've had a shitty morning at work, LLV. Boo! Hold on, someone sent us a link. Splinter Mind has sent DeBolt a link. I imagine it's to a Dreadnought problem. The compensator class Dreadnought. A new Primarch for Xmas. I kind of can chill on the Primarchs for a bit, because they don't have that lever to pull too many times. So they can chill on the Primarchs. I've got a lot of life left to live. You know, I don't want them to rush it. Squidgian starter box there. Ooh, the Squidgian. Next 2 years. But what about a Moonclan, Rob? The Moon Clan's coming. Don't worry, we all know. But I'm not going to play Moon Clan because Nathan's going to play Moon Clan, so I don't need to play Moon Clan. Hi, Tristan Gay. Oh, Tristan. Sorry, I've got a cold. Tristan Gray. I have a cold. I apologise loads. Very sorry. How can you not play the knee stabbers when they're released? Because Nathan's going to be playing them. I will be battling the knee stabbers like I battle you guys all the time. Communicate with customers how you might. Dreadnoughts have a dreadnought problem. They do, Tom. You are correct. Can we get reimbursed because we're missing FAQ? I don't know. Valadium? Wow. Thanks for donating loads of bits. You've actually kicked Velatron off the top spot. Oh, man. Oh. Have you got any questions, Valadium? That's very nice of you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I'll be able to buy myself some Lemsip. Or, would anyone like a cookie? Have some cookies. I'll give you all a cookie. There you go. This is for you. One cookie. Just eat that up. Yum, yum. I'm going to help talking, but Dreadnoughts are great. Yeah, if you take Dreadnoughts, I think he's a good mix for a Dreadnought army. Salamanders. Because they all get rerolls. Dreadnoughts. I have a problem, and the only cure is more grots. That's right. Has anyone taken... excuse me, pardon me. Has anyone seen the 6 Grot Shaman list that I wrote? Because that's the best list in the game. Yeah, probably. Brother Sink, my secret is I'm actually looking forward to those stories for kids, so the indoctrination of my kids can begin even sooner than planned. Warhammer Adventures. Does anyone else think that we should just do like a read by the fire Warhammer Adventures story? I'm down for it. Sprinter MD, I have 450 bottles of paints that end up mixing 10 or so. Like, what? That's your secret. You have so many. Servitor, I have Samba. I have a Samba shots at the tournament problem. Oh right, Sambuca shots at tournament problem. That's a real problem that you want to be careful of. My problem, I play too much Azure Lane. Ooh. On a first, I think everyone has a Dreadnought problem. I have about 10 currently. True story. I have a plastic crack problem. Damn right. My secret is I'm a hobby butterfly and I can't finish projects. I just have all the armies. I mean, stop making us jealous, man. My shame, I have 14,000 orcs, but I crave new stuff and only 6 days painted. Palladium, donate 3,000 bits. It's very appreciated. Thank you. You're a superstar. And also, Fluxy has got a picture of flying Bastiladon. I missed it when we used to do art JPEGs. Fluxy, your skills have improved. Look at that eyeball. He looks great. Are the cookies vegan? Sure they are. Big Goldfish, how you been? They're tasty. Cookies are made from juice of cows, lol. Not these ones, probably. Longshot Loxley, my secret is I'm a massive 1,000 Suns fan who secretly wants to start Space Wolf Army. Oh, shit. It's like in Texas where the most searched porn is like in the daytime. So like between for bored housewives is like black men. It's like that's the like Pornhub search results. If you've ever looked up like funny Pornhub search results stories, because they're real good. Well, I think they're interesting. Lemsip is called Neo. That's what I'm comparing you to, by the way. Longshot Loxley. I'm comparing you to a bored Texan housewife who likes fantasizing about black men. Just so we're on the wavelength of each other. I like Tooth and Claw so much I bought 5 halves of the Space Wolves. Wow! Is that a confession? Will TM, too early in the morning for cookies. It's the evening. Vladimir, would playing a casual category round robin with my friends be a good starting point to start a few new armies? Absolutely. But I probably wouldn't do Path to Glory because it's super imbalanced. And I would just go for some small versions of the match play games, in my opinion. Because it's just easier to just format around. Just go for like 500, maybe even 750. 750 points is super low, points-wise, for match play. It really doesn't require a lot of models. I'd go for that, 500, 750 points. Or get a few lists together and then put that. I do that over the course of some scenarios. as opposed to Path to Glory. That's my opinion, but if that helps, that's what I'd go for. Can anyone link me to the Brayoff Ashmantle rundown? I impulse bought it and have no idea what I'm doing. Carmack, he's so good! You're going to go Salamanders with Brayoff Ashmantle. He's toughness 9. Toughness 9, Dreadnought. And he's this big. He's this big. He's like, oh no, you can't see. He's like, there we go. He's teeny big. He's like a love heart. He's teeny big. And then all the other Dreadnoughts, he's better than the Redemptor though. Yeah. I'll do the bedtime story in my 50 Shades of Nights voice. Good. Let's do it, Tom. Also, Tom, we got loads of love today on the 40k RPG. They want us to do that again, so we need to talk to Nick, because that was fun. Everyone wants to know what's going to happen with coffee and the adventurers. I had Warhammer Adventures as a kid, but back then it was called Codex to Angels of Death. I don't know if they need to dumb down the story or just like make it. I don't know. Maybe they need to make it child friendly to a degree. But then, are your kids not approaching? I don't know. I mean, it's a real Western problem, isn't it? Are we going to read Warhammer Adventures today, Dad? Yeah. Whereas all the kids in Syria are like, I'm living Warhammer Adventures. Yeah? So give me that book. Give me the Codex. I'm not trying to... I'm making light of the situation because I don't know how to handle it emotionally, so I hope that's fine with everyone. I miss trying not to draw and do MS Paint stuff. We should do that again. John, I'm going to do it all the time. If everyone could draw what their version of a Chaos Dwarf looks like, please. Or Photoshop a Chaos Dwarf, and then put a link in the chat. I would appreciate it. Being pretty shit, to be honest. There's a big old fish. That's not this chat. I don't want to press the world. Oh, man. All right. Just talk to me on Discord, and I hope you're well. Tristan Gray. Hope we get a version of Mordheim. Yes. Yeah. Why are you vegan? I'm not vegan. I'm a vegetarian. And why did you become teetotal? So, I'm a vegetarian, which is fine. Yeah, I don't talk about it unless someone asks, like this. And I've been teetotal my entire life, so I don't really see the point in drinking when I already have some clear social problems. I don't want to add drink on top of that. I think it's just going to compound the issue. From down under, well time. Where are you down under? Down under. In fact, where are you all from? I'm gonna try and I'm gonna Rain Man this. So the next time you guys are on the stream, I'm gonna be like, right, I know where you're from, I know where you're from, and that's gonna I'm gonna get this story going in my head. You loved it. Some more 40k RPGs coming soon. That's right. I am a bit. It seemed like a good idea, starting point for Salamanders. Yeah, I am. It seemed like it is a good point. Literally, go listen to that rundown. That's like Brayoff Ashmantle, loads of Dreadnoughts, Salamanders chapter. They're all green, and just go and have fun. And then if you find yourself not doing great, just add a big knight in, paint him green. He's basically a big Dreadnought. That's technical talk for Dreadnought. That's a 40k tactic, by the way. Saw some cool grot stuff the other week. If I say what I saw, will the world burn? No, big goldfish. Let us know what you saw. Have you faced Cole the Wizard yet? Oh, sorry, but that's a Dread character. No, I haven't. Where's he from? Is he the Red Scorpion's character? The MS Paint Challenge. Well, back to my old ways. The MS Paint Challenge. We've got some MS Paint Challenge heroes in there, haven't we? I drink so I can use it as an excuse for my lack of social skills. Welcome to everyone. So, right, Brother Sink, you're in Denmark. All right, okay, I got you. You're over there. Carmack, you're in Sheffield, near Tom. Nice. Smack Weasel, you're in Belfast. Cool, over there. Tristan Gray, Prince Edward Island, Canada. Could you help me out where in Canada that would be? Like, never eat shredded wheat. So, Deskid and Jealous. Oh, wait, there's a picture in here. Someone's done a picture of it. John's just gone over the top with a Chaos Dwarf. Really good one. Flubbook, I wonder if we'll ever see the rebirth of Inquisitor. I feel like one or the only older Games Workshop games that didn't get a reboot. I never played it. Is it really good? I'd like the Inquisition. I'd like to put the Inquisition into my army or run an Inquisition force. I think they're narratively pretty fun. But I never played the game. I don't really have time to learn any of the games other than 40k and AOS. That's a lot. I do feel jealous of some of the hobbyists who just happily will play a few games of Titanicus, for instance, and then just kind of walk away and then never play it again. It's not really my bag. I'd want to be like going to the Titanicus tournaments. Seems like Kill Team's getting some big love from Games Workshop. Do you guys think that that might be a genuine competitive game that you can get into? Like, do you see there being more Kill Team events in the future? Questions and answers. Will Tim, you're from Perth. Yes, I know where that is. Good. Moon Tyranid, the land of the giants. All right. You're in Maryland in the USA. So that's cool. Moon Tyranid, the Netherlands. Rob will outlive us all. Don't think so. So, most isolated city in the world. Really? Is it? That's interesting. I listened to it, but I can't fucking find it. It says Carmack. Oh, it should be on the podcast show. I'll search for it and I'll find it for you. I promise. And I'll tweet it out. Zemini's, hi. We find out where everyone is. Greco, I live in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Okay. Mere Mouse, I'm in a third world country. So, Wales. Big Goldfish, regionally near Stafford. The far east coast. Oh, cool. All right. Cheers, Tristan. Red Scorpion's dread character. Oh, nice. Death Grip attack is nasty. Fun. Mere Mouse, you can say the UK, so it's okay. Sheffield 2. Great. Smallest province in Canada. All right. That's fun. That's fun. Is it hard to find games out there? I'm so spoiled. Down south broth in Kent. And then Full Green was in Birmingham. Oh, near Birmingham. I'm from Cannock originally. So I sound like this. If I ever get angry, you'll hear me. I'll turn into a brummie. We have about 30 people who play Warhammer. That seems quite big, considering it's so small. That's really fun. Can't be asked for Kill Team. In Quiz 44, I have some lovely models, but some horrendous display for used terrain. Timix, you're in Belgium. Oh, nice. That's fun. Awesome what you say, Rob. That was a sick show. Talking about the Beast of Chaos. Thanks, man. It was long. Mark Wildman, are you DJing Saturday night, Rob? I am Mark Wildman DJing Saturday night. Are you coming out Saturday night, Mark Wildman? Is the next question. Thanks for bringing the real world while there's people in like a remote Canadian town, and then Australia, and then Belgium, and then the middle of America, and you're like, what's actually my WhatsApp's not working, so I wouldn't have got it if you messaged me. FYI. I am DJing Saturday night. Are you coming out? I'm also DJing tonight. DJing. I'm Kill Team Curious from Devon. I really want to do, like the old things in the newspapers. It's just like 28 male looking for Eldari player to play. Carmack, Kill Team was designed for the hobby butterflies. I like Death Guard, but I'm not paying 2,000 points to them. Squad of playing wings and 10 pox rolls. This is perfect. Yeah, man. I can definitely see that. I'd like to get into it and see if it can be played seriously. Seriously needs more skirmish, not Kill Team. Says Will TM. Sprint MD. Honestly, been playing more Kill Team than 40k for the past 2 months. It's a blast, but the new Commander expansion might be problematic. Unsurprising, but okay, that seems fun. Sheffield here. Loads of Sheffield. Only about 10 minutes walk from you. He does. He really does. Not far at all. It's not too bad, but he plays the same people just about every time. It must be kind of cool though, Tristan. And do you travel out to play tournaments? I'm sure you do. I'm sure I've seen you do. Wow, loads of you from Sheffield. LLV, I'm in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, which is famous for its oil, steak, and rednecks. And they've got some good flanos on. They've got their best flanos on. That's right. Sheffield. What I find about you lads from Sheffield, it seems like you're everywhere but in Sheffield, and that says a lot about Sheffield to me. Not to throw stones, but, I'm throwing them. Kill Team is my current game. Just nice to get a few games in, says Flab Looker. Okay. Brisbane in Australia. Hi, Shadow Caesar. All right. Just I've never played half the armies in AOS for 4K. There's actually, if you guys are interested, there's a way you can do that. If anyone cares, there's a game that you can get on your PC called Tabletop Simulator. So Tabletop Simulator. It's like 15 quid. I didn't get anything for it. I didn't invent the game. Not bothered. And then there are a bunch of patches you can have where you can play 40k, and it's got all of the different units. It's got they literally move around on. I mean, you move them around on the board. Measuring's a little bit janky, But if you haven't ever had a chance to play an army, you can play your army against someone else. You know, you and me in the same room, or 2 people online can play against each other doing it. It's completely not supported by Games Workshop. And I think if they found out about it, we'd be in trouble. Not we'd be in trouble, because I didn't do anything, have anything to do with it, but the internet would be in trouble. But yeah, there's a way to do it. FYI. Personally, I prefer, obviously, the tactile element of playing the game, but it's worth. I never played. Look at all those Sheffield lads. Mark Wyman, yes, boys, with 2 girls. Let's see, where do you play? In Sheffield? Oh, I play at One World normally, or in the studio. Woohoo! Mark Wyman's bringing 2 girls out. Wow. You should ask Rob to play this awesome barely known song called Wonderwall. Also, you guys may be interested to know it's the first night of Freshers tonight, which is comfortably one of the least fun nights to work, because they're idiots. That's all I've got to tell you. Flukesy, Aberdeen. Kill Team is best only if you play the tournament missions. Tournament missions make it so you don't win via wipeout with a fixed terrain board setups. Nice. Thanks to Templar. Protestante, right by Washington, D.C. Where do I DJ do the bodega? No, just down there, a place called Bar 11. Well, it's just actually 11 this far. I haven't actually hit a local club to play, just play with buds because playing with strangers is scary. Oh man, you should totally go to like a club or go to a tournament. It's so much fun. You meet loads of terrible people like Mark Wyman up there who's just written capital letters and just tried to interrupt the stream. You should 100% go to tournaments. It's full of real nice dudes. Don't be worried. Everyone's worried. Everyone's like nervous, like because they're like, I wonder if we can do well. But everyone's real cool, and you can just drink if you're nervous. Just get real drunk. Pre-drink on the Friday. Just do it on a hangover. Then you're not nervous. You just feel bad. That's a tactic. I've never been able to travel. Only tournaments I've played have been ones I've put on in Pi. Man, I need to go over there. How tough would it be to come over there and play? Would that be hard? That sounds fun. I'd like to just travel the world playing Warhammer, you know. I mean, we all would. That would be cool. Generally round at mates. Off to bed. Enjoy the stream. Night on a first. Been through Discord. Why do large parts of America seem so butthurt over competitive play and standardization? Are they scared to let the competitive spirit shine? I think LLV, you're talking about the Age of Sigmar scene as opposed to the 40k scene. And that's because there's some old boys in charge. And they get money. Oi, Sheffield's a bit shithole, but it's our shithole. That's Fire Talk, you scab. And then Speckle during Barbados, obviously. Wowzer Monkey used to play at the Outpost many moons ago in Sheffield. The Temple of Sheffield is nice. I went up there one day and won the 60-man chase by tournament this year. X, the Clincher X. So do you think the FAQ will point the Castellan out of play? Thoughts about abusive tournament play and causing models to change points so frequently that casual players can't keep up? It would suck to just have bought a Castellan. It's going to point it out play in about a week. But, follow-up question, that the Clincher is, if it goes up 100 points, and then the guys who are really good tournament gamers and have been using it don't use it anymore, then maybe people still won't be prepared to play against it, if that makes sense, because it will not be as populous, and the people that want to use it will use it, and then they'll just be like, oh, I wasn't expecting a Castellan, they're not very good anymore. And then that guy will say, I don't play things that are good, I just play what I like. And they're all fine. That's the counter-argument. I'm not saying that's right, just saying. That's the devil's avocado. Rob, do you have a Tomb Kings? Do they have Tomb Kings in the Internet OS? They do. They do have Tomb Kings in the Internet OS. Really easy for bustards to cheat on that game. Just play your friends then. Don't make people are going to cheat on an online fake game. Whoever that is, puppy, just call them a dick and never talk to them ever again. 8-year-old trying to show off they'll be puking on your flano. No one will be puking on my flano. Thank you very much. I'll be puke free since 2003. Did you talk meta results yet? I've had a crazy morning at work. I wasn't able to get through some new stuff to you. Pretty sweet though. No, LLV. I thought we'll just wait until we get all of the info and then I'll just do a show. Because although there's loads of you watching, so if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook and taking questions on Twitch, and everyone who's on Twitch, hang out with me. It's goddamn cool here. But LLV does the AOS stat thing. So he collates it and puts it into the thing. We've got loads of stats to come, so I'm going to do a separate show on that, LOV. As soon as you get the stuff, man, I'll just click go live and we'll just do a show. Thursday day, Friday day, any of those days. Can't be Saturday though, so you have to play bloody Martin Orlando at Age of Sigmar and kick his ass. Show those Americans how us English people play Warhammer, which is well. Thanks to Templar. I have your sympathy too. I was planning to go Nova Open, but then I forgot to buy a ticket. Why didn't I go there? Moon Tyrannid has done his dwarf. It's so shit. I've missed these so much. That's a good one. That one's good. I like the fire. There's some real commitment with the fire. And also, I don't know if you've done the nose saying Chaos Dwarf on purpose as a CD. That is some gold standard pick art there. Well done, Moon Tyrannid. Rob, what is your song you play when the lights come on at like 4 a.m? You should just put Horror Society audiobooks on. Anyone that cheers can stay with. Do you know what's really funny is, Matt Keefe, former editor of White Dwarf, he was in the other week just hanging out with me because he lives just around the corner and he just saw me. He was outside and we just hung out with me in the DJ booth for a bit. I've had the people that run Frontline Gaming and therefore the LVO in here, drinking, dancing, having a good time. I can neither confirm or deny that Mr. Warhammer TV Dan will be out with me in a bit, dancing. He won't be drinking. Never drinks on a work night. Very sensible young man. Very proud of him. So all sorts of odds and sods have turned up while I've been DJing. And the Warhammer world mixing with the DJing world is very odd because I've done that for 11 to 12 years now, and so it's very weird when there's a really great guy called Jamie, and I didn't know he was into Warhammer at all. I started working at Games Workshop, and he used to come in quite regularly, almost every week. And he came in and he asked for some songs, and then he went, and he likes metal. And he came in and he was like, "Oh man, will you play some metal?" I was like, "Yeah, no problem." And he went, "Because Abaddon will play metal." Woo! And then ran off, and I was like, "What the?" And then he kept talking to me about Bat Legion for the next 2 years of my life, which gets a little bit long in the tooth, I won't lie. Just because they suck, because they're not very good. Like, complete a crusade, you losers. It's not too hard to get to Pi, direct flights from London. If you ever do come in the summer. Alright? Good. If I want to get people out and the lights came up, I'd play Pantera. I just play Pantera anyway. Hey, could you break down AOS Beasts of Chaos, Zangors, and Bloodthirsters? What makes them so good? Can you break them down? AOS Beasts of Chaos, Zangors, and Bloodthirsters. So we did the Beasts of Chaos show yesterday in the UK. You can listen to it on the podcast or the video on demand where it says videos at the top. Where am I? Here. No, there. Yes. Here. It says videos. You click that and you can listen to it where I talk about Zangor. And then Bloodthirsters are not good, if that helps you out. I mean, they're good in the story, just not in OS, currently, in my opinion. Always take it as my opinion, not as a fact. OJ, Evening Rob, there was a local tournament on the weekend, couldn't tell myself it is a lead in event for, or the big one in November, B Score 1, with strong showings for Stormcast 2. As a Cylinder player, how would you deal with these types of good armor save elite armies? You've got great access to mortal wounds coming out of a variety of different places. Personally, I mean, you could do some sensible things. Like you could either do things like take the Winterleaf Wargrove, which can go beat stuff up, and like can fight those armies quite well, and they're super tanky. You can go for something like the Gnarlroot Wargrove, which can do a lot of mortal wounds via a lot of spells, or possibly endless spells. You could take the Dreadwood Wargrove and try to alpha strike those armies and kill them. Especially like things like Beast Core and Stormcast, and kill their key characters. You can even ally in Stormcast. I think one of the big things about those elite armies is you can ally in an Incanter and take the Stormcast Comet, and that does just tons of mortal wounds. But for me, probably the way it works at the minute with Sylvaneth and Laurie, big shout out to Laurie this weekend who came third at the Facehammer event with Sylvaneth, and I think he was running the Winterleaf Wargrove. So there's another way to do it there, and he won 4 games. I got to say, Colonel Thunder's sides have got to make a comeback. With Sylvaneth Wildwood being line of sight blocking, you just hide them behind there, and they have to charge them. And anyone who's played against Colonel Thunters will tell you, do not charge Colonel Thunters. You can't target them with spells because line of sight blocking Sylvaneth Wildwood. You can't shoot past them. They're decent in my opinion. So And they've got Ren 2, right? Doing D3 damage. Yeah. Big Nasty Blake of Life After the Cover Save podcast has just followed us on Twitter. And if you like 40k, and if you like great shows, you should go listen to Life After the Cover Save. I did an interview on there last Tuesday. They're nice guys to talk to. They made me laugh a lot. See you later, Big Goldfish. Hope you feel better. Even at the other stream. Did you DJ when you worked at Games Workshop? I did DJ while I worked at Games Workshop. They couldn't afford not to pay me. They couldn't afford to pay me what I make from that. Black Legion took 13 Crusades to pull off just as planned. 6 Alpha Legion single engage. Sorry, Carmack. I'm so sorry. You only have to look at some Failbadon model to know they suck more than a $2 night worker with a truce cover. Hi, Big Nasty Blake. Woo woo! Question: why aren't more people playing Iron Guts? They seem insane on paper, just without the 2023 preference. They're all right. Mobility is the issue, LLV, because you can just run from them. Yeah, they're slow, and they don't have the board presence to be everywhere at once. They don't have good screens. That's my thoughts. 40k talk, not so much. I LV, that dude is an ass. Big Nasty Blake, are you Big Nasty Blake from Life After the Cover Save? That guy's an ass. Big Nasty Blake's actually going to come on my show one time. He's offered. And I've accepted. So I think it's good. I have a Life After the Cover Save t-shirt. I have a picture of me somewhere wearing it while hugging Hayden Pan and Tear. Ah, that's nice. Hi, Chuckabutty. He was on the show yesterday. Superstar. Big Nasty Blade, I know you might not know, but I'm actually building squats right now because they've got squats, evil squats in Age of Sigmar. And that's what I'm currently building. Evil squats. I haven't done much. I've been talking to you guys too much. Yeah, man. We'll figure it out. Good evening, you big... Hi, Bob Monkey Cheese. How you doing, man? You well? Chuckabutty, you well? Let me know what you're up to. Everyone's been... there's loads... We've covered loads of stuff. Just chatting away. I don't know if it's me, but with the exception of something with Staunch Defender, I'm confident that charge anything with 40 Skellies. I think there's not much they can take in dust up. Yeah, Skellies are so good. So good. It's just weight of dice. At a certain point, there is just a weight of dice mechanic that's just stronger than Rend or anything else. Like someone was saying earlier with, for me, my go-to, Skellies are a really good one, but also my go-to unit are Plague Monks. Those guys just give you they just give you too many wound saves. You just I've rolled a ton of ones, they're dead. Whatever it might be, so yeah. Weight of dice attacks are good, but it's just so much harder to do, right? Kind of like if you listen to the 40k show we did last week, we talked about only ever take 3 Imperial Knights to a 40k tournament. Because it's just a much more relaxed day for you. You don't have to do as much work. You're just I'm just going to fire some shots. Cool. Yeah, whereas weight of dice armies, you need to do a Rocky training montage. Do some push-ups, get ready. You're I'm going to roll a lot of Orc Boy attacks. Yeah? Or have 4 phones with dice apps. Maybe in a jacket that you open up, you're boop, 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 boop. Or you can make it like the Goonies and have something you explode out, or Ghostbusters, Egon Spengler. I don't know what you do. Ghostbusters was a bad reference. I went along. There we go. I don't know. Evening, lads. I tweeted to Rosiliath. Did I just hear someone say squats? I said squats because I'm making Age of Sigmar squats. 70 guys with little guns. There's my little gun pile. There you go. You can see it there. And now I've got to go into the sticking. Big nice debate. Did we talk about Dark Oath equals Marauders a bit? No, we didn't, but we could if you want to. I have to say that we're the first honest wargamers. I have to say that the Life of the Cover Save are the first honest wargamers. Man, Big Nasty Blade, you're a trailblazer, a trailblazing man. How's that sound? Just a one day, but the biggie in November is 5 games over 2 days. The weekend there with 4 Stormcast and 2 Beast Warriors at the top. Ooh, wow. Quantity has a quality all of its own, right? That's what I tell people. Guys, I have a hobby question. What is the body size difference between a High Elf Dragon and a Terrorgeist? I've got a silly idea. They're really long, aren't they? The High Elf Dragons, really long. You got to stretch it out because like the zombie dragons are like squanched. It's not a word, but we're using it. They're like squatched over like that, and the High Elf ones are quite long, so you'd have to take the back legs, stretch them out, and then get the wings and stretch them out if you wanted to make them look more like a High Elf Dragon. I think. Yeah. The one Chaos Dwarf Rob held up could buy food for a month in Canada now. That's what I want to do. I want to paint this army up. I'm going to take this army to Adepticon, and everyone in America will be like, wow, who even has that army? Yeah, you can. Yeah, of course you can, Arkian. So, Arkian asked a question before, and the question was, if I get it wrong, let me know. Would you take a Land Raider? Why Land Raider or Rhinos? Why would you take either one of the two, and what would be the differences? My feedback would be, and it's something I've said about 40k since 8th edition landed, pretty much, is I wouldn't have a multi-wound model that doesn't have an invulnerable save, is my key element. Like, because a Land Raider is like a threat and a target, whereas a Rhino with the threat inside is just 10 wounds that you don't give a shit about, like, and it's cheap. And you don't really use the utility of the unit inside, particularly. Whereas you're losing the transport and you're losing the shooting from a Land Raider. So I personally think don't take Land Raiders and take Rhinos. Plus the Rhinos, once the Rhinos have like dropped whatever their threat off is, they just become things you don't want to kill, but aren't the easiest thing in the world to kill. Because you're probably killing something more important with those particular guns. So then they can charge things, block things up, hold objectives, do all sorts. So I think Rhinos are real good, personally. But I don't think Land Raiders are. That's my feelings. And if anyone disagrees in the chat, put it in the chat and then let's row. Your talk is out on the 30th. We'll shoot you a link that's out. Thanks very much, Big Nasty Blake. So if you want to listen to me get interviewed by some pretty fruity questions, I won't lie. I had to, I wasn't sure. I felt like I gave a good accounting of myself, but, Blake will have to tell you. I don't know if I did well, or if I did okay, but maybe some guys. Anyway, so it's out on the 30th, so I'll tweet it out when it comes out. Lee Bromley, I want to take half of each and convert the Ghoul King and Dragon. It shows his delusion against reality. That'd be cool, Lee Bromley. I think it's possible. Should ask Simon. If Speckles is in the room, ask Simon. I was talking 1,000 Suns army, you can get a 5++. Is it still worth it then? That's good. You can take the Forge World. Forge World have got a Land Raider as well that has a 4-up invulnerable save, you know. Does a 5++ come naturally, or does it gain the 5++? And my question is whatever invulnerable save you can give that 1,000 Suns Land Raider, is it like improving an invulnerable save? And if it is, can you take the Forge World Land Raider that's got a 4+ and turn it into a 3+ Land Raider? Because I'd take the shit out of that. That's my question. Twitch of Ziliath, Rhinos full of corn berserkers or ace. They are, and annoying to kill. Because you like kill the Rhino and then there's just a bunch of dickheads that want to rip your face off inside. I'm kind of triggered by Rhinos. Rhinos are good, in my opinion. I'm not triggered as much as I'm triggered by Wave Serpents, but that's how I use my truck. Spartan Assault Tank. I love the Spartan Servitor. I like loads. But it doesn't have a invuln, does it? That's my issue with it. I just think that's... You could maybe take it on its own as a heavy weapons platform, but then you're paying the same points you're paying for one of those big boy knights in a competitive setting, and they have an invulnerable save. Carmack, Termite Assault Draw, if you can get one, is the new hotness. It's a spell, and the 4-draw one is very strong. My local opponents aren't a fan. Oh, okay, so you want something you can play, but your locals won't get too upset about using. Then yeah, 5-up invulnerable save I'd say is decent. Casting it onto a Spartan, 5-up invulnerable save Spartan, that'd be cool. Yeah, because it's tough to say, isn't it? So that's like frustrating. It's got a ton of las cannons. I mean, it's all your eggs in a place, but that's pretty cool. Spartan got BS2 as well. I don't think it does. I think it still has BS3, but Don't know. I'll get back to you. Okay, actually, that's really good. That's fun. That's fun because if you can give that 5, can you give that 5 up invulnerable save to any vehicle? In which case, can you give it to the massive tank that you can get from Forge World that's got all the dudes inside? What's it called? Not Spartan, is it? Can we get a teeny bit of volume up? Can't hear one engine. Can't hear the engine on my truck. Oh, me above. Sorry, am I quiet? No one's ever said that. Sorry, I'm not very well. Speckles, I think I got an idea you might be able to do with them, but I think it might lend the Togas 10 points. Right, yeah, you guys got this. 3. Any Thousand Suns unit. Okay. Mastodon. Yes. So you can give a Mastodon a 5 of a vulnerable save. That's fucking cool, isn't it? I love info. I mean, my jet bikes for Harlequins wouldn't care because you just take 18 mortal wounds and be dead and be done with it. But yeah, okay, Land Raider with a spell, but the spell has to go off, right? So if you get first turned, that's bad. Just park a Dorado next to it with a 5++ bubble. Yeah, man. Yeah, all right. Thousand Suns armor. That's fun. Does it do all the damage you need to do? I don't know. I'll get back to you on that. That sounds really fun. That sounds really cool. I'm gonna read the books off the top of my head. I honestly don't think I can give you a fair representation of what I think, but I would like to read more of that. So I'll go back and I'll talk about it next time, and I'll put it in the Discord. And I'll tweet out. I'll say I've done some reading, and I'll find out. So thanks. Good question. Sorry, I don't know the answer. Not the right answer. I take rhinos first, but no, you got to get the spell off. I disagree. I'm just going to make a decision now. You got to get the spell off. You can still get Alfred, so you can get shot off first. I just would take the rhinos instead, personally, and put the points for shooting somewhere else. So you split the difference, in my opinion. Those are my thoughts. Done. And take shooting, yeah, like take a Dorado or take the why can I remember no Dreadnought names today? God damn it. The Forge World massive Dreadnought, and then just boom, 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 boom. That guy's brilliant. He's not called the Redemptor. He's called I'm dumb today, so that's fine. My apologies to everyone in the room for being an idiot. The Leviathan Dreadnought, yes, thank you very much. That's what it's called. Right, need to build these. Or the Dorado. Dorado's good too. Yeah. Sorry, my brain's a bit all over the shop because of doing the show yesterday. I'm being a bit poorly. Leviathan or Dorado. Yeah, both of those are great. Has anyone got a favourite Dreadnought? I think mine's the Leviathan. Apart from Braearth, Ashmantle. He's pretty badass. Hold on. There's some Squigtober. Woo! Oh, Sean. It's Fluxy, I've just seen you. Oh, they look great. Fluxy, I have a question for you. Oh, no, wait. Have you put all of your Chaos Dwarves on 25mm bases? Because I hope so. Again, they moan lol. I had 2 in my Death Guard army, 4 Butcher Cannons. Okay. Sonic is your favourite Dreadnought. Okay. Ironclad, not the favourite. Bjorn. What, if you put all your Chaos Dwarves on 25s, but not on 32s? 25s. Say yes to 25s. The Thousand Suns Contemptors are gorgeous. Yeah, from Forge World. Road Trader Dreads. You could just take the Arcane, you can just take the mini Dreads. Little Contemptor Dreads. They're not too offensive. They won't upset anyone. Yeah, on 25 is good. Whoosh. Forge World Sonic Dread. R.I.P. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, yeah. Just take the little dreads. Pew, pew, pew. Yeah, we're not. Dwarves go on 25mm bases. Anyone says any different is wrong. That's the correct decision. Yeah. The Orisian. Split MD, what's that one? The Orion Dreadnoughts. What? Orion Orisian. Has anyone got a link to those Dreadnoughts? Which ones are those? I wish the Psychic one had rules for 40k. Yeah, I wish all of the mechanical models had rules for 40k. If I'm 100% honest, that would be a good day for me. But sadly, they do not, which is frustrating. Can't believe we've got to paint 70 dwarves. This is a nightmare situation. Thank you, Splinter MD. Oh, I just thought it was the Thousand Suns Dread. Does it have a specific? Does it have a different chassis name? Oh, that's cool. Thousand Suns. So it's not a Contemptor, it's an Siren. Is that what it's called? Rules for the Osiran pattern Contemptor Dreadnought. So it's still Contemptor Dreadnought, but it's an Osiran pattern. That's fun. Okay, that's cool. Does that mean there's a Forge World called Osiran? And if there is it in the story? And they obviously make those particular ones, right? Why do Blood Angels have Psychic Dread, but Thousand Suns don't? For science! In 40k it's Contemptor. Alright, okay. I think maybe, isn't it, it's where it's made. It's like the Mars pattern Warlord Titan is obviously from Mars, but there are other ones, right? Somewhere in the world. Somewhere. Oh no. Oh no, I've got to build some arms. Look, so right, everyone check this out. Right, so I've got a little Chaos Dwarf. Yeah. There you go, little Chaos Dwarf. There's his teeny little arm that's going to go on. Teeny tiny part. Just model it on, man. Stop it, it's ridiculous. And then I've got to make it fit with these two gun joints. It's going to be a joke. I'm not excited about this. Shout out to Rylanor the Ancient. Alright, for all the people on his own. 70 dwarfs is nothing. I'm doing 160 ghouls in 2 weeks. Yeah, ghouls don't have any... Ghouls don't have armor plates. But good work. Good luck, Lee Bromley. I hope you do really well. Austrian is in Osiris, aka the whole Egyptian theme, Thousand Suns. Right, nice. But they're not from a particular Forge World. They're just literally called Egyptian. Rob regretting his army choices. I'm not regretting my army choices. This is a good decision. I'm going to have 75 glaive dwarfs. It's going to look amazing. I actually have got 10 that I traded from someone else as well, but they're painted different. Technically I can put 80, which is like 12 mortal wounds a shooting phase. Mam dear, you're assembling 120 Nighthawk. Which ones are you assembling? Supposed by design by Magnus, not Forge World that I know of. Oh, right, nice. Okay, so it's designed by Magnus. Wow. Okay, I didn't know he was much of a smith. I know that sounds like an odd thing to not know, but I thought the Smiths obviously were like Ferrus Manus and Vulcan and Fulgrim to a degree. I didn't know. Maybe they all are like artisans to a degree, obviously. Yeah. Does anyone want to hear a bit of AOS tech real quick? So I want to ask everyone a question. So my current Age of Sigmar list has got 70 of these guys, Chaos Dwarves with guns. They do mortal wounds and 6s. 70 of them, a 30, a 30, and a 10. Although there is big arguments. Oh, Mum Dare, thanks for the bits. 80 Chain Gas, 30 Grim, and a smattering of heroes. Yeah, that's a pretty good list. Big Nasty Blake, give me a short rundown on what to do with my old save start list. Tons of Flux Loggers. So what's really cool, especially if you've got Chaos Warriors, Big Nasty, is you can give them marks of chaos. And that's amazing. Because you don't have to play them as slaves to darkness. The keyword, you can play them as either Tzeentch, Khorne, or Nurgle. They're all really strong. So you can either pick up a couple of new heroes and then just completely change how the army is. Hopefully you also did them black, you know, or like some like not green or red. So then you can just use them as any. Hi Donaldinho, super babe. I'm going to ask you a question, see what you think, because I'm interested in what your feedback is. And then you can just pick one of the armies, like either Khorne, Nurgle, or Tzeentch. Not so nice, you don't have as many options. And then, like we said, Marauders, you can wall a Mark of Chaos, and then just stick a couple of heroes behind them or near them, and then you just make different versions of either tar pits or blender units, depending on. Khorne is obviously more blender units, Nurgle is more tar pits, but there are ways to make them both for both armies. Tzeentch does something similar. So if you got them, you're in a great place. Marauders are amazing. I did a show on Marauders if you want to go back and listen to it. where we talked about all the different ways you can do different things to Marauders. And if you've got Chaos Warriors, you can do the same thing. They're just more expensive, but tougher versions of Marauders. And they're badass. So yeah, that's my advice. So just pick one of the just 2 factions that you like. There's a Marauder show, and that basically covers most Slaves to Darkness units, if you go back and listen to it, because they're mortals with a keyword, so you can do that. Yeah. It's really, personally, if I was getting an Age of Sigmar, potentially I'd go and buy a ton of Chaos Warriors and Marauders, paint them kind of like in a very generic black, silver paint scheme, and then just go and buy a bunch of Khorne heroes and then play a Khorne version one time, and then go and buy a bunch of Nurgle heroes and then play a Nurgle version one time, because they're such a good backbone to an army. Probably one of the most cost-effective units in the game. And maybe you could also use them as, if you get really lucky, you might be able to use them with cultists as well, for 40k. Then you just print in money at that stage. There we go. Yeah, I really can't play Fatespawn Warband anymore. No one else is sad Twitch Resiliath. So, question to everyone, specifically also the Grot Terrorists, but everyone else who's here, there's some famous dudes. So my list currently for Age of Sigmar is 75 Glaves. Alright? That's my battle line unit. A Magma Cannon, 2 Demon Smiths, a Bull Centaur Turret, 12 Kadai Destroyers, and then the Geminids and Shackles of Ulguish. But, question is if I drop the Magma Cannon and a Demon Smith, I get 240 points back. And then if I also maybe drop a unit of 5 Glaves, so I've only got 60. I could take the Zangor Shaman as an ally, and I can take the Big Bull spell. And then my question is, no, not Kadai Destroyers, sorry, Kadai Fireborn, which says 280 points for that combo. What do you guys think of just throwing the bull at the enemy, doing all those D3, D6 mortal wounds? Is that better, or should I leave it out? Because they're real good, that bull. Fluxy, that would be so good in your list with 25, with those 24 destroyers, not destroyers, Kadai Fireborn, because you'd throw the bull at them, and then they'd strike last, and then you get to attack with, what, you got 120 attacks that do D3 damage? The big balls. I really am super impressed by that bull, but I don't know if I'm being tricked into it just because I really want it. And it's just, my want brain is fighting with my competitive brain. Can't decide. I think the bull is better in a more combat-focused army. I mean, I've got 500 points minimum of a combat. Rob, you know you want to throw balls at people, so just do it, yeah. That's true. I do have a 500-point combat unit, and I also have a 160-point combat character. And then the rest of my army can fight to a degree. So, it's just interesting. Nighthaunt need glue for any travel that they have to go on. Don't imagine they'll ever arrive unscathed. I don't think Nighthaunt can make international flights. Not with the things. But yeah, might have to take 12 Banshees just to make sure I dispel it. That's the thing about the Zangor Shaman as well, like, not just taking a Brayherd Shaman, even though I can't, but like, the Zangor Shaman can, when he casts a spell once per battle, he can do it where he he can re-roll one or both of the dice in the casting value. Daughters of Cain on the scene, I think the bull is amazing. Does the Shaman give you any other utility, or is it just for the bull? He does give me another utility in the army that I don't have, in that the only characters I have that are wizards or with an artifact are quite slow. They're movement 7 or they're movement 4. Whereas the Shaman, for going and taking those objectives, either on Duality of Death or on the one where 3 places of arcane power give me a fast mobile wizard that I can put on places. So that's where I'm torn. But I think I'm probably getting too excited because that's 280 points for that combo for the bull. And that's a lot of mortal wounds, though. My army does a lot of mortal wounds. That's what I'm trying to get at. So dropping the Magma Cannon, which does up to 6 mortal wounds a turn, a bull with the right place is going to do 2 or 3 D3 mortal wounds into my opposing army, into the enemy army, which is the same, and they're striking last, which means I could also potentially get like some big combos off. But with the bull, you get a better return on investment with charging with multiple combat units, right? Yeah, you do. You do, 100%. Ever since I saw the episode of South Park with Randy and his enormous space hoppers sized testicles, I cannot look at squid hoppers without seeing that. Doesn't the bull work better in combat armies with lots of smaller units like MSU? It does, but the mortal wound output's pretty decent too. Those are my thoughts. So with the artifact in your army, you can stop my spells and make sure you get your spells off. Yes, although I'm probably not taking that artifact anymore. Just an interesting one, because I think the bull's amazing, absolutely amazing, and would be amazing in the army that Fluxy took, the Execution Herd. So if you were to take the actual bull centaur army, and then you were to throw a flaming bull in and then charge in with all the bulls, that would be great. That's a good army. It's a different build I'm going to do this year for Age of Sigmar, for these guys, for Chaos Dwarves. I just thought it was interesting. I'd argue the bull works better in a shooting army, to be honest. Get 3 balls dressed like David Bowie from Labyrinth. Just roll them in your hands all threatening, so your squishy shooters actually do something if they get charged. Yeah, they get to fight first before they get charged, which is a big deal. It lasts until... it's good. It's really good. It means I've also got a Skullcracker engine. I forgot to say that. That's another combat unit. Nearly 1,000 points of my army is combat. 900 points of my army is a combat army. Is combat. And the only real shooting I have is the Fireglaves. And I'll be dropping the Magma Cannon, which was another type of shooting. So that's gone. So half my army is combat. The bull only works on the turn it's moved and the following fight phase. Yes, but then it's on the board, so you can then obviously move it again. So it really janks out people's people trying to do a double turn. Really messes with Iron Neth, which I think is great. Deals with Daughters of Cain. I don't know. I'm super convinced by the bull. Anyway, so now I'm looking at it and going, that is a strong piece that counters a lot of the strong armies in the game currently. And also then just do mortal wound output. On MSU armies, it's horrific. You know, D3, 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 D3. Or, because it moves 12, it's 24-inch range. Yeah. If you get loose 2 rounds of shooting at Real Mobs, I think it's GG. Yeah. Skullcrackers are fun. They are fun. Do you think you could use my character acolytes as Marauders, or would you need to rebase them to 25s? Yeah, they need to be. Marauders are on 25mm bases, so they should be on 25s anyway. But then, yes, definitely you could use them as Marauders, especially Zin's Marauders. The Bull's 100 points, and the Wizard is 180 points. That's the thing. 180 points. He's also got a decent spell himself. Can cast 2 spells once per battle, which is nothing to... Yeah, I think I will test it. I was just wondering what you guys all thought. I just think it's interesting. It's scary as well. It's a big long-range threat, isn't it? Big mortal wound. Because I think the thing I figured out is this army does mortal wounds. That's what it does. It does lots of mortal wounds. And the Magma Cannon's 140 points, which is a steal for potentially doing 6 mortal wounds. But that's if I roll a 6. More than likely it'll be 2 or 3. And 140 points for 2 or 3 is the same as one wizard doing an endless spell. And the endless spells do D3 mortal wounds to multiple units most of the times. So probably I'm better off with the wizards and endless spells over taking the Magma Cannon. And then I'm a gun line, but a magical gun line. Double debuffing endless spells is great if your opponent needs to come to you. Yeah, because then I've also got Geminids in the list, and I've also got, uniquely in the Chaos Dwarf army, compared to most other armies, I've got a -1 to hit spell from the normal wizard. So I can be like -1 to hit, -2 to hit, and then also you're taking all. So even though you're striking last, you're also striking last at -2 to hit as well. I like Nathan's idea with a bull and 4 giants. Just headbutting everybody. I also like that idea. That is a great idea, but that's a Beast of Chaos army, which I'm not running at the minute. That's too good an army. It's too strong. All right, has anyone got any questions? Otherwise, I have to start working in an hour, and I definitely have got a cold, so I'm going to get myself a cup of tea. But I end up fighting the Gash and Zinch a lot, and then I can't do the spells. And that's a good point. But again, that's why the Zangor Shaman's so good, because he can re-roll the casting value when you cast. And that means you're probably going to get the spell off more than you're not. Which means half the combos don't work. Yeah. Won't win sports votes though, Rob. You're right, Donaldinho. But I've already got the -2 to hit in my army anyway. Hi, Dasmore. Hope you're well, man. So, mate, after your study of the Beastmen book, do you think Nurgle Beastmen would be a thing, or the Blights and Blades on big hordes? Yes. I think Blades is going to be less useful because of just the prevalence of Geminids in the world. But if you can guarantee the charge, I love the mobility. You can't get you can't get as many attacks. They don't have the mortal keyword, do they? They have a mortal keyword? Yeah. I think Nurgle Beastmen could be a thing, absolutely, but I don't know. I think. Do you need to improve their survivability? I don't really think you need to improve their survivability. I think you just go in and just attack. Personally, I think Khorne and Tzeentch, Bestigor are probably the better way round. That's my thoughts. I have taken all the change next week. All right, nice. Should I change my list for Blood and Glory, Donaldinho? I like your list a load, man. Someone was talking to me about it today, actually, and you were saying that, right in thinking that your Flying Stonehorn was like an MVP, was like a really big deal. I wouldn't change it. Like, it's worked really well, and you're going to know even better next round. So I think stick with it. Personally, especially as you know it did well, unless you think there are some weaknesses that you scrape by on. But just drop me a message and we'll talk it over. I'm really interested to get what your thoughts anyway. So, like, hopefully I'll be able to be a good sounding board for your thoughts too. Question, not currently playing AOS at the minute, but would want to get into it. Lone Wolf. Oh, cool. Like Daughters of Cain. I like Daughters of Cain and don't have much cash. Well, you can take some of them as an ally. Yeah, man, they're a really expensive army. So, I personally, yeah, like, they're just an expensive army. There's no real way around it. There's no, like, cheap version of the Daughters of Cain army. So either a lot of Witch Elves or a lot of Snakes, and it's all expensive. So you could play other armies that play like Daughters of Cain, like Nurgle armies with Plague Monks. They're basically the same. Realistically, you can build them the same way. So, like, that would be, if you're interested in that, but I suppose you want ladies. Plague ladies? There we go. I don't know. But yeah, they're expensive, man. Hi, Dumber01. Hey, Rob, my Tzeentch army received 0 paint scores at Facehammer. 0? Why? 0 painting scores at Facehammer? Why did it get 0? I'm 920 wins in a row now. I just lost my first at Bobo. That's amazing, Donaldinho. That's great. That's badass. 9 in a row. Yeah, you just take the same list to Blood and Glory and go back to back, like LLV says. Night Carmack, just go back to back. Just go back to back 5 and 5. I think that's the one. And you're going to know it better. People are not going to, your experience is going to be so much higher than those other people. Why did you not get any painting scores? Doesn't seem fair. I don't know why you wouldn't get any painting scores. I don't think painting scores should be in there as a secondary. We've talked about this already on the show. Silly. And that's not how I want to end the show. I want to end it really fun. So the answer is, I don't know. You guys are great. I really enjoy these. These are really fun. Especially, I said to myself today, I was like, the way to approach these is just sit and just chat to you guys. Don't stress about how the whole world sees the show. Just have a chat. And you guys have been wonderful, so appreciate that. I mean, some of you have been less wonderful. I mean, some of you have done some great artwork. All right. But I do want to, I'm excited about next Tuesday. We're talking some 40k with Ace next Tuesday. But thanks for joining me, and thanks everyone on Patreon and Twitch, obviously. My army was tournament legal and had basic colours, layers and wash. Wasn't coherent, but I felt it shouldn't have received at least a minimum paint score. Or at least my army wasn't legal to play with. I played with the same army at Heat 1 at One World and 6 Nations, and both of them had minimum painting covered. I went 4-1 and finished lower than people with 2 wins. Man, that's really bad. Have you talked to the TOs, Dumber? I think that's the thing to do. Talk to the TOs and say, I don't think this is fair at all. Or email to get the minimum scores. Is it affectable? Island team rankings for our place? You should. Totally should. XT984, cheers, Rob. No, cheers, thanks to you. You've done some cracking jokes tonight. Appreciate it. Splinter MD also cracking jokes. Thanks. Was blessed, mate. Got me smiling after a rough day at the office. Can't ask for more. Man, it's my pleasure. Like, you guys made me smile. I'm smiling away, so cheers. What's that there? Oh, I found the Samuel Jackson. Yeah, you guys have been cool. That's why subjective should be not be at tourneys. We agree. All right, okay. If you whatever you're doing tonight, hobby, all you guys around the world, enjoy it. I am later on doing a show with the guys over in Canada, the Canhammer Boys, but that's in 6 hours. So I'll be doing that later. So that'll be coming out at some point. Like Blake said, Life After the Cover Save show coming out soon. Thursday, me, Nicholas, and Tom back doing some rundowns for 40k. Really excited about them. If the FAQ drops, we'll also be doing a show on that. Yeah, just keep you updated. Thanks for hanging out with me. We'll see you soon. Bye.